Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to be joking me. Got to be joking me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Porch Asses. We are getting future endeavored tonight. We are two brothers with four bad knees, and by future endeavoring, I mean the podcast is not stopping, but we are firing Mojo Rawley.
It's like Christmas all over again.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, April 15th, I don't know if Vince McMahon has a boner for the day or what, but
It was like that. What's that day that Kane get all freaked out about? It was like March 7th, March 14th or something like that.
is that the day Hunter had sex with Katie Vick?
Yeah, probably.
No, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode, I believe, number 69 now.
Yeah, we lost track.
Porch Asses, and we're talking about the most recent releases from the World Wrestling Entertainment. April 15th, a year after the COVID cuts that, 30, 40 people lost their jobs?
Black Wednesdays, they called
Wednesday. Vince has done it again. And we're gonna break down a little bit of the releases, actually all the releases. I kind of did a little homework and brought it down to two tiers, but we're gonna break it down, and obviously we're gonna start with I'm gonna call it the oh my god they were still hired with WWE tier.
Before we start, can we just go to this BS excuse of John Laurinaitis of why they cut them?
I didn't even hear it.
Budget cuts.
Well, okay, I have a oh my god not again feeling of that. And two, I can kind of understand that because WWE's roster is absolutely huge, and without fans, of course their profits are down.
And they only use 8 people on both shows.
Yeah, so. It feels like it. But obviously we're gonna start with people that really weren't anything anymore or at all to begin with, and obviously guys like Kalisto. You know what I mean? Ripped Lucha House Party.
That was just stupid.
Now that them in that Battle Royal, the Friday before SmackDown, It makes so much sense now.
Yeah, doesn't it?
So, of course, Kalisto, the Lucha Libre, I won't even say extraordinaire, but
he wasn't even the best luchador on that roster.
No, but of course I can see why they're cutting him.
Yeah.
You don't have a place for that. I don't even think a lucha has a place in WWE anymore since Rey Mysterio.
No.
Your thoughts on Kalisto?
I like Kalisto. I liked that of what he brought with the Lucha Libre style because it's been a while since you've seen that. But he wasn't even the best luchador on the roster. And I'm not... Rey Mysterio, yes, is on that roster. We get it. But Andrade was hands down the best luchador in that company. And Andrade was released a couple of weeks ago.
March 15th. So almost a month to the date of these releases. With Kalisto, do you see him showing up anywhere, or is he going? Do you think he ends up back in Mexico?
I don't see him going to.
I don't see him in AEW. I don't see him in Impact. There's no place for that.
It's either AAA or CMLL, one of the two.
Yeah, he'll end up somewhere, of course. You know what I mean? Guys always somehow like to land on their feet. But
yeah.
Up next, get a little Mojo Rawley. What's your feelings on Mojo, Jeremy?
Oh God, I hate Mojo Rawley.
I've
hated Mojo Rawley.
This is actually one of the lone releases from yesterday that I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with them getting rid of Mojo because, to be honest, ever since he quit being a hype bro with Zack Ryder, it was kind of like
as soon as they cut Zack Ryder, they had him show up on a couple of Raws, he's gonna do this big heel change and disappeared forever.
There was no way a heel turn with Mojo Rawley was actually gonna work.
I know. I understand that. Of course, we're kind of blowing through this lower tier here. You know what I mean?
Because the ones that don't matter.
They're guys. You know. Actually, I want to talk about Mojo real quick. Do you see him going back with Zack Ryder? Do you see him ending up being with Matt Cardona in Impact?
Impact would probably be the place that he fits the most.
I agree.
Because they're a quirky company. They like to kind of have the weirdness even though they do have some great talent on that roster. But I don't, other than Impact, I don't see Mojo being anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. I do. If he does end up on Impact, I do think he ends up doing something with Matt Cardona.
Yeah, they kind of have to.
They have that connection.
Yeah.
Moving on. Wesley Blake, who I didn't even know was still on the roster, was he still doing that shit with Baron Corbin?
Remember, they were the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah,
We saw them in NXT when we went to
Johnstown.
Johnstown. And once they fired, yeah, once they broke them up and Jackson Ryker decided to be a neo Nazi,
I'm glad you said that. I didn't.
I don't
Because
care.
I would go on a 25-minute rant.
Yeah.
I don't want to right now.
They did him and before they cut Steve Cutler is when they did that with Baron Corbin. They were his lackeys, which I don't know.
I don't like Baron Corbin, so
Yeah, I wish he would have been listed on that
they
that
get
cut
lost
list.
in the mix. And
Yeah,
was he the one that dated Alexa Bliss?
no, it was Buddy Murphy.
Oh, Buddy, was it Buddy Murphy?
It was Buddy Murphy.
Fuck do I know? I don't care. I don't care. This next one, it's kind of like in that middle of, oh my god, they were still hired, but okay, what the hell is Vince doing? Is Tucker?
We all knew once they broke up Heavy Machinery,
Oh,
it was just
as soon as
delayed.
they broke up Heavy Machinery, you know the day was coming.
I like his tweet though after he got cut.
I didn't see it.
He took a picture of him on the golf course.
No.
He's like, freedom, baby.
All power to you, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as they broke up Heavy Machinery, and Otis kind of got that push with the Money in the Bank briefcase,
Yeah.
you knew Tucker's day was numbered because I know Vince's love for big sweaty men is a thing, but I didn't see that.
I remember the heel turn that they tried.
Yeah, I didn't
And it
see.
failed
I don't
miserably.
see that push with a guy like Tucker. Don't get me
No.
wrong; he's skilled. He's an okay entertainer when
Yeah.
he's with Otis, and I loved Heavy Machinery, but it was just
That's why he lost so much. Like you really didn't know he was in NXT until he decided to
yeah
team with Otis and become Heavy Machinery.
exactly. Last but not least on this, oh my god, they were still hired by WWE tier is I just can't believe they did this. Every time I say the word like believe in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna
It's believe.
But they cut Bo Dallas. The man's been on his farm raising cattle and pigs and horses for the past about 3 years.
He hasn't wrestled, and I found this out, has not wrestled since Crown Jewel in 2019.
Wow.
He's been on the roster for almost 2 years without wrestling.
I feel bad for the youngest rotunda because I really think they actually could have done something with him.
Oh, that Bo Leave character was...
the second ever NXT champion?
That is correct.
Behind Seth Rollins?
Yes.
Obviously, NXT champion comes to the main card, tag team champion. I believe he was Intercontinental or US champion, one of the two.
I believe he was Intercontinental, I think.
Obviously, he had that stuff with...
he was the B team with Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel, that was it.
They was the Miz Taraj,
Oh, God, I forgot about that. But, of course, I think they missed out on something.
Oh, they did.
Bo. I think they missed out something you could have done, even if it was with the Wyatt family, with Brody Lee and all that, or now with the Fiend. There was that rumor that the Burn Fiend, when he came back, was actually Bo, which to me would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
Like it was Bo, and then they could have brought up Bray as, Firefly Funhouse. I think they could have done something, and I'm kind of disappointed they didn't.
Yeah, they could have. They had so much promise with that they could have. Once that Brody and Rowan left, they could have brought in Bo to be the long lost member of the Wide family, and they could have ran with it, but they decided not to for some ungodly reason.
Okay, picture this. Okay, we're WrestleMania last weekend. Randy Orton's out in the ring. The Burn Fiend comes out, or the Fiend comes out. fucking the wrestling, and the fucking Bray's music hits like the old Bray music hits.
Ooh,
Fucking Bray comes
I
out.
like where this is going.
Like, how fucking awesome would that have been?
Especially because the way they did it and it being like dark and that would have
Yeah.
just it would have
Then you
worked
could have had
perfectly.
Alexa, Bray, and Bo in
Oh,
this weird like love triangle.
that would have been fantastic.
I mean, props to Alexa Bliss because what she's doing right now, I think, is my favorite thing she's ever done
Oh
in
yeah,
WWE. I mean, she's a multiple time women's champion,
this shit
but
is worth
this
watching.
is her promo on Monday on Raw
Oh my, oh that was
was the
just.
only thing of Raw I enjoyed.
Mwah.
And I kind of want to go on this miniature rant before we move on to the next tier of guys fired, but the Mania or the Raw after Mania and the SmackDown after Mania is usually my favorite shows of the year. Both of them were trash. I didn't mind NXT, but both Raw and SmackDown were trash.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
wait, hold on. Raw was trash. NXT was okay. We didn't even hit SmackDown. SmackDown's not on paper. But I'm telling the future right now.
but I can already tell you SmackDown's going to be trash
SmackDown's
because
the only good part about SmackDown tonight is going to be Bianca Belair.
yeah, that's probably the only part because I saw that who's taking over Corey Graves' spot announcing
Who?
your favorite Yinzer and mine, Pat McAfee.
Oh, fuck that. I'm not even going to go on Pat McAfee because I can't stand the guy. And I will give the guy a little bit of credit. I mean, he did that storyline with Adam Cole was good there for a while. It led up into War Games.
And then it
Oh, I'm
should have
sorry.
just
I'm sorry. Hold on. War Games.
thank you.
Okay, we're good.
And then it should have been done right
It should
there.
have been done. Should have ended
Then
right
he
there.
starts that whole group with Pete Dunne and Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, and it was just weird. And I don't
Which,
get
if you
it.
think about it, if it wasn't for that group, Lorcan and Birch would never have been tag team champions.
Also true.
So,
Yeah.
got to give McAfee a little bit of up to the side. But okay, moving on. We're gonna move on to that. Oh my God, Vince, what the fuck are you doing tier? And
Why don't we just get it out of the way now? Just start.
no, we're gonna start off with Mickey James.
Okay, we're gonna
Okay.
start off small and then get to the crescendo.
Yes,
Okay.
we're gonna start off with Mickey James, and then we'll go into another women's, and then a tag team, and then the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mickey James obviously is a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Um, my first, I think, ever. Oh my God, women are amazing things ever was Trish and Mickey at WrestleMania, where Mickey made the V sign
Oh
and got in
yeah.
trouble, and little Morgan was like, "Oh my God, I love girls." Yep, that's where it all went downhill.
They
But
cut that out of the network. You can't even find that on the network now. Or on
that
Peacock.
poor Peacock intern that has to sit and watch all this stuff. But no,
No, can't do
Mickey James.
that.
Yeah, Mickey James is a Hall of Famer.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't get the past 5 years of Mickey James.
I don't either. They brought her back to face Asuka takeover. She loses that. She comes to the main roster. She teams with Alexa Bliss. They don't do much with that. She hurts herself. She comes back, fights Asuka like 2 months ago for the women's championship, and then that's it. Like, what are you doing?
I know. I mean, I know. $20, she's in the Hall of Fame next year. We calling it now?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it.
Because obviously you have Molly Holly in this year. I'm trying to think. Trish is already in.
Lita's already in.
Lita's already. I'm trying to think women from that.
Victoria's not.
Victoria's not in.
She should be.
She should be. Mickey James is going to be in.
Yeah.
Like we said about 10 times already. I just wish people, or Vince, or Hunter, or excuse me, Kevin Dunn,
Johnny Ace, whoever.
whoever's in charge, let these people go out on top.
Mm-hmm. Amen to
Especially
that.
legends like Mickey James.
Amen to that.
And I have, I've done this ranted before about Ric Flair. The man should be nowhere near a ring. But
True.
they should have let him go out on top at WrestleMania versus Shawn Michaels, the I'm sorry, the super kick, the pin,
Mm-hmm.
and then me making joke about Reed Flair.
That's every. That's just not WrestleMania. That's every Ric Flair match
that's every
or Charlotte match.
match now. Also, I have a hot take on we talk about legends and going out on top, and I do want to go talk about Raw a little bit on Monday. Are they making this a 3 between Asuka, Charlotte, and Rhea?
I swear to God, if they do, I'm gonna flip shit.
I have a hot take. I don't like Rhea Ripley anymore.
What?
I think she's Charlotte Flair.
Wow.
I think she's Charlotte. She is goth titty girlfriend Charlotte Flair, and I don't like it already.
Wow.
I think it's boring.
That match was kind of boring.
My brutality is watching Rhea Ripley wrestle. That is my brutality. Is I don't find her interesting. I don't find her. I think she's going to end up being the new Charlotte or Charlotte and Charlotte and Charlotte and Rhea back and forth, and switching titles every 3 months. And I just don't.
Yeah, that gets annoying real fast.
Yeah, but moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about Chelsea Green because I have many feelings about this and where she's going to end up. Or
I can tell you right now, I know where Mickey James ends up
where?
with her husband.
Who's her husband?
Nick Aldis.
NWA champion? They're married?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I have a feeling she'll end up in the NWA because
that would be bad. Actually,
they record, they don't do a lot of like live tapings and everything like that, so the schedule's a little bit different.
It's a flexible schedule.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot better for someone like her.
Yeah.
So
Chelsea Green, obviously the soon-to-be wife of Matt Cardona.
Woo woo woo. I had to get that in there.
Obviously, the hot mess, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I don't think she got what she deserved in NXT.
Hell no.
I don't think she got. They brought her up to the main roster. She was in the Rumble for 14 seconds. She comes, I think, that next Friday night on the SmackDown and breaks her wrist. It is out. She signed a new contract like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then they release her. But I think this is the best thing for Chelsea Green. Because I can see, there's what I think is going to happen and then what I want to happen with Chelsea Green.
Okay.
I think Chelsea Green's one of the future bright stars of women's professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Okay. What I think is going to happen with Chelsea Green, I think she ends up in Impact. Obviously, her fiance, soon-to-be husband, is there. Matt Cardona. I do believe she brings back the hot mess.
Yes.
Because that would be amazing. And that's what I wanted them to do in WWE.
That character's so perfect.
It's so good.
It's so good.
But where I want her to be, I said this on Twitter yesterday.
I saw that tweet.
I want them to bring back Fire and Ice. I want them to bring back Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, the Indies. I want them to bring that back. Rebel can go away.
Yeah.
Bring back in Chelsea Green. That would be the best for AEW's women's division. If you could have 2 heels like that in the women's division between Britt Baker and Chelsea Green, I think that's what you need.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
AEW's women's division, I think, is starting to fill itself back out. Yeah, I mean, obviously with Chris Statlander, Tay Conti has been great in my opinion.
She's improved a lot from watching her in NXT.
You know what I mean? I actually want her to beat Cheetah.
It wouldn't be a shock to me, but it would be to probably everybody else.
Yes, I want her to beat Cheetah next week. Do I think it happens? No.
Anna Jay's on the shelf,
and I think Anna Jay's on the shelf, but you need.
She's making her way up, and I think she's improving.
Yeah. So there's a lot to behold in the women's division AEW. Mm-hmm. I think Chelsea Green can bring that, but you could Chelsea Green go back to Impact and her long history with Deanna Purrazzo.
There is also, if you don't forget, the working relationship between Impact and AEW. So you can kind of...
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of VXT in Impact with the Impact Knockouts champion, Deanna Purrazzo, some Chelsea Green.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has some magic there.
Oh, absolutely.
So, out of all the people released, I think she has the brightest chance of success down the road.
Yes.
next I'm gonna get very. I'm gonna cry probably.
This one's gonna hurt.
This one's gonna hurt me
This one's gonna
especially.
hurt a lot.
Me especially.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously the release of Billy Kay and Peyton Royce.
And I apologize again because I broke the
Yes, you
news to
broke the
you.
news. So I knew yesterday that Billy Kay was released. And I go into work, I sell a car, and I message Jeremy to see how his day was. And he says, "Am I okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." I mean, it sucks about all the WWE releases. He's like, "What are you going to do now that they released Billy Kay and Peyton Royce?" I'm like, "They released Peyton Royce too? The fuck?"
You know when you don't get that Christmas present that you want every year from your parents and you're just completely devastated? That's what that was last night.
I was driving. I could have wrecked my goddamn car.
That's true. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry.
I think this Billy Kay and Peyton Royce being released, to me, is the biggest disappointment I have with Vince McMahon and Triple H right now. The Iconics were nothing, made into superstars, then split up, still had nothing between the two of them, but still made superstars out of them, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to NXT. I mean, you have two girls from Australia who you have no idea who they are. They end up becoming stars in NXT, coming up to the main roster, becoming the second ever women's tag team champions in WrestleMania. No, they were second behind Sasha and Bailey.
Oh, yeah. See how much I forget about that?
Yep. Become women's tag team champions at WrestleMania, and then lose the titles and break up weeks later. Okay, so after they break up, Peyton Royce kind of disappears for a while, comes back, cuts probably one of the best promos on Raw Talk about 2 months ago about not her getting a chance. Goes on Raw, has an excellent match with Asuka. Should have been given a push from there, didn't. Billy Kay, absolutely nothing. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw Billy Kay wrestle, given other than WrestleMania. Yeah. Given absolute shit on SmackDown, but being made into a superstar by that. She literally made a mountain a molehill into a mountain, thanks to Vince McMahon. She was underused and underestimated.
How great was it of her at the Rumble when she didn't get in the ring for a good probably 5 to 10 minutes, and she's just handing out her resume
and her headshot.
It's
that's
fantastic.
The part I loved. Give me 1,000 Billy Kays and 1,000 Peyton Royces over one Charlotte Flair, one Rhea Ripley. I'm not even going to mention the SmackDown Women's title because I love Sasha Banks, I love Bayley, I love Bianca Belair. Yeah, I mean
that match was
great. Old Rocky Top.
That match was great at WrestleMania, though.
That match
that was match of the night.
We will finish this with a little bit of WrestleMania ranting.
Okay, cool.
But, I'm very angry at WWE for releasing the Iconics. I don't know. Do I see Peyton Royce going to AEW to be with her husband? Actually,
no.
I actually would like to see a female in Pinnacle. I don't see it happening, but I could see it.
Yeah.
I believe I could see them going to the Indies. I could see obviously them going back to Australia, but I think they're big enough superstars and they have enough name to themselves now. They can go anywhere.
I'm going to throw this out here, and this is probably a little bit like different for you because you don't watch a lot of Ring of Honor and things like that.
I don't. No, I don't.
Ring of Honor has a heel female group known as the Allure. It's Mandy Leone and Angelina Love.
Like TNA?
TNA Angelina Love. Okay. They are the beautiful people of Ring of Honor. That's how you can describe it. That would be the perfect opportunity in my book to bring in Billy and Peyton, to bring in the Iconics as Ring of Honor, again, another company with a flexible schedule. They don't do touring. They don't do a whole bunch of tapings. They just taped their 500th show a couple weeks ago, and it just premiered the other
I think
night.
they're too big enough names to go to Ring of Honor.
You think?
I think they're too big of a name to go to Ring of Honor. Yeah, I think they end up on Impact or AEW. I also believe I don't. I actually only see maybe two of these people that cut on AEW, and I'm going to get to the next one, obviously. And to me, the biggest release
Mm-hmm.
of them all. Um, but I see the future of the Iconics being an Impact.
It makes more sense for them and for where Impact is going to have those two in the company. Because to be honest with you, I can't name 3 wrestlers on the Impact Knockouts division.
Deanna Peruzzo,
Yeah, that's probably all I got.
um,
Oh, Jordan Grace. That's
Jordan
2.
Grace.
I got 2.
I almost said Jordan Devlin. Jordan Grace. Oh shit! I don't even know. Oh
And
well.
for what I knew, Jazz was still wrestling at this point.
Yikes.
So there's a
Oh,
win
is
for you.
up. Is that Hogan chick still there?
Oh, Kiera Hogan.
Kiera Hogan.
Her and she's got a tag team partner. They're like knockout tag champs. But anywho,
I didn't even know they had knockout tag team champ.
Yeah, they brought them back again.
Okay. So last but not least, obviously to me, the biggest of the releases
The biggest crock of shit.
is obviously Samoa Joe.
This is a crock.
It is a crock. And I know the guy's been hurt. I don't care if he's been hurt. To me he's the best mic guy that WWE has right now.
Yeah.
That dude they brought from the MLB network on Raw Monday night.
Adnan Virk.
It fucking sucks.
He has no voice whatsoever.
He has no personality.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Yeah, I mean, between Corey Graves and Joe, yeah, I mean,
those are the 2 best color guys the company had.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Joe's a wrestler. Joe's title run
in
NXT, and then he came to SmackDown. Remember he did that promo against Jeff Hardy about telling Jeff he'll sit him down like he's at an AA meeting?
Oh, was that the Pacitti tweet from today?
Yes.
Yes.
That was great. Joe is one of the best heels WWE has had in probably a decade.
Easy.
But I think Vince saw it as a way out instead of paying a guy when he got healthy just to release him.
From what I read today, that he was working his way back to the ring, but WWE didn't want to clear him. So it's basically the Daniel Bryan saga 2.0.
I was going to say it's the Daniel Bryan / CM Punk saga all over again.
He was working his way back to getting to wrestle. WWE didn't think he was ready to go, didn't want to clear him. I bet you he could come up here to Pittsburgh to go to the doctors that they see up here. He could get cleared in 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm gonna do a hot take here. I think within the next 12 months, Joe is AEW champion.
If we keep going at the rate we're going, with the pandemic and the small fan groups and everything like that, yes.
Dude, Kenny Omega versus Samoa Joe.
I will pay whatever amount of money that they.
I will give Tony Khan a blank check and just hand him that right now.
Yeah, but I also think, does he go home?
Who's Impact champion? Right? Rich Swann still, right?
Yeah.
Joe versus Moose.
Ooh.
That's one guy I wish that more people got to see wrestle.
He's improved
immensely, and it's great. In that match that him and Rich Swann had for the title a couple weeks ago,
it was
very good.
That was the best Rich Swann match I've ever watched.
Do I hate Rich Swann as Impact champion? Yeah, big time.
I have another one for you.
Okay.
He goes home to Ring of Honor. He held the Ring of Honor world title for 2 years.
This goes back to the Iconics. Ring of Honor right now, to me, in the world of wrestling, is 5th place.
5th?
5th place. WWE.
Yeah.
AEW.
Yeah.
Impact. Mm-hmm. New Japan. ROH.
True. And that's what I go back to the point of saying when you
And I
said
don't
about
think a guy like Joe's going to fall for fifth place.
if also true. But think of this. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Samoa Joe, EC3.
It's TNA
I
2012 through 2015.
I know. But Impact's throwing shots WrestleMania weekend when Lashley and McIntyre are fighting. They're showing their match from Impact for the title on their Twitter.
Yikes.
It was like throwing shots. But it makes more sense for Joe to go to AEW. Complete and utter sense.
I think if you're a big name like Joe, I think you got to go a place where Joe's going to fit in. Also, I have a feeling, and I'm very afraid, if Joe does that, he's going to end up like Rusev and stuck in this mid-tier, mid-card stable. And that's my only big grip with AEW right now.
There's too many factions.
There's too many factions.
Yeah.
But I know what they're doing. I understand why they're doing it. And they're going through this faction era of AEW, but there's too many factions. Cut it down to the Bucks and Omega.
The Inner Circle.
Inner Circle and Pinnacle.
That's it. That's all you need.
That's it. Of course, you're going to have your tag teams like Best Friends.
Oh, yeah. That's a completely different...
And guys like that.
Yeah.
And the Inner Circle, I think, they're not Inner Circle. Dark Order stays too. The Dark Order right now
is the best it's
amazing. Yes. And I hate to say it, but the death of Brody Lee made the Dark Order 10,000 times better. And I hate to see it. I know he's looking down, and props to Bray Wyatt for the Brody Lee reference in the match at WrestleMania.
Much love for that.
Chills. I saw it on TikTok about 15,000 times afterwards, and everybody loved it, and it's great.
It was fantastic.
Yes. But again, there's too many factions in AEW.
Yes.
Also, if Joe would go, I think you got to stick. I don't want to say a legend on it, kind of like Lance Archer with Jake the Snake, or like Taz with Brian Cage and that. I would like to see an older legend with Joe.
Joe and Taz would be kind of good, though.
Joe and Taz would be good.
Ooh, Joe and Brian Cage.
That would be a match. Also, I think they need to get Brian Cage away from Taz.
Amen to that. That's what they're kind of going towards.
I think that has run its course.
Going back to the other release, did you see Chelsea Green's Twitter? Her tweet to Pentagon.
No.
They were, if you remember, they were in Lucha Underground together.
Yeah.
And Chelsea hit Penta with a destroyer in the middle of the Lucha ring. And she goes, well, Penta, maybe I'll see you sometime soon. And she has the gif of her hitting the...
Look at it.
Oh, my God, it's so good.
My only gripe with the Chelsea Green release, going back to it, is she reached out to Barstool to start a podcast, and I don't want that to happen because Barstool's trash.
Oh, God, Chelsea, you're better than that.
I know.
Come join us. We're here.
Of course, we talk about the releases, but I think big thing we missed was, obviously, last weekend was WrestleMania. My opinion, night 1 was better than night 2 by a mile and a half.
Oh, easy.
I think when we're at the end of 2021, I think the match of the year talks, obviously, I think Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair have to be right there at the top. That was phenomenal from start to finish.
Nobody's talking about my favorite. Like, I honestly, hands down, would say Bianca and Sasha match of the night. I love the Cesaro-Seth Rollins match.
I wish they released Cesaro yesterday, because the day Cesaro's release is the happiest I'm going to be as a wrestling fan. The man deserves so much better.
Oh my God, yeah. Needs to be shit. He'd be world champion in any other company right now.
I agree. I kind of like what they did with Bray and Alexa. I also just hate Randy Orton. Give me Team Soldier Boy all day.
Give me Team Personality all day.
Lashley.
Good Lord.
Lashley and McIntyre was actually good.
That was good.
I liked it.
I wasn't a huge fan of the whole MVP distraction thing, but I saw where it went. How, in the grand scheme of things,
you know how bad I wished Raw ended and Lashley standing in the ring. Fucking, this is the only time I wish this is going to happen, because I want this to happen. I want Brock Lesnar back. I want Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar.
I do, but also I don't.
I don't want Brock back for obvious reasons, but
I do want that match.
Lashley and Lesnar. I think that would be amazing.
I want that
Just
match.
two big ass dudes beating the shit out of each other.
But again, I'm going to play devil's advocate. We had that, and it was shit. Lesnar and Goldberg. That's the exact same thing we wanted. It was two big dudes that beat the piss out of each other.
No. Time out. Stop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
I'm gonna get my ass
also Bill Goldberg at the worst point of his wrestling career ever.
Also true.
That was also Brock was still so green, in my opinion.
Remember that he left for the NFL right after that.
He should mow the lawn. He was that green.
Yeah, he was that green. John Deere green.
Yeah. When it comes to WrestleMania, and I kind of understand why they did it, and they're kind of doing the Wrestle Kingdom thing. I hate 2 nights.
I do and I don't.
Yes, I don't mind not sitting on my ass for 7.5 hours watching wrestling. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but not. I think WrestleMania obviously should be the spectacle that it is.
Mm-hmm.
It being WrestleMania. You know what I mean? You say WrestleMania, you got to think of the greatest show on earth. I think there's just too much of it.
They could have cut that card in half and had.
Obviously, you have the title matches.
Yeah.
I think you have KO and Sammy.
Yes.
I think you have Orton and Wyatt.
That's it.
Leave
it there.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Bad Bunny. Give me credit. I will give him credit. The guy went in and trained, and he looked.
Tickets for the 2022 tour on sale now.
He looked better than I expected.
Yes, the Canadian Destroyer did was great.
Oh, that was. And props to Miz and Morrison for going out there and selling everything he had.
Also, I just want to pay my respects. We recently lost someone, and I just want to talk about it real quick. Rest in peace, Damian Priest's push. You'll be missed.
Yeah, that was fun while it lasted, wasn't it?
I mean, a young life lost way too soon. Rip, buddy. Peace out.
And pour one out.
Pour one out for Damian Priest's push. But when it comes to WrestleMania, my biggest gripe was the main event of night 2. And people like the match. How do I want to say this? When it was Edge versus Daniel Bryan, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
When Roman Reigns was in there, I didn't like it. And that's not because I don't like Roman Reigns. I love this version of Roman Reigns.
This whole Roman Reigns heel character
is great.
Is what we wanted for the past 5 years.
Yes. But I did not see the need for that to be a triple threat match.
No. It just felt like it was a giant clusterfuck.
It was a normal Roman Reigns spot match.
Yeah.
Spot after spot after spot after spot. Edge's promo Friday before WrestleMania was fantastic. You're the Samoan Edge. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But to me, that match lacked what the main event of night one did.
Yeah.
Excitement. A title change.
Yeah.
2 characters that everybody loved.
You could have said Edge versus Daniel Bryan, and I don't care what day it was.
If I would be dead, I'd be sit up out of my grave.
It could have been a Tuesday afternoon at 2 in the afternoon. I would have been at home watching that because
Also, KO and Sammy,
fantastic.
Give me that 1,000 times minus fucking Logan Paul.
Well, fuck Logan Paul. There was no point in that shit.
There was 0 point in that. And I understand why they do it. It's WrestleMania. You always have your celebrities. Yes.
See, that's the other thing that irritates me. And yeah, I go back to Bad Bunny being the wrestling. Yeah, but yeah, I get it. But it's just leave them out of it. We're not here. 95% of the people that went to WrestleMania,
we don't care.
Doesn't give 2 shits about Logan Paul.
The douchebag can't even take a stunner, right?
No, he can't.
It's the worst stunner I've seen since Donald fucking Trump. And fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah, that probably no.
No, that's the worst fucking stunner ever.
Yeah, that is the worst stunner ever.
Fucking Mae Young at 89 years old could take a better goddamn stunner.
She could bump her ass off at 89 years old.
Hell yeah. Rip Mae Young.
Rip Mae Young.
Any final thoughts? memories, life learnings you want to
I
discuss?
I want. I hate. I'm gonna say this now. This 90-day no compete clause is bullshit.
I understand why they do it.
I understand why they do it too, but it's still bullshit.
Like, can you imagine Joe getting cut on Thursday, and then fucking next Wednesday he shows up on Dynamite?
He just bumps into. I don't know if
Him
you
and MJF.
exactly the NXT thing. Where,
Yes.
yes,
Him and MJF. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Give
he's
me
just
that.
walking down the hallway. MJF's just walking down the hallway
And
and
he
just
just pushes them.
pushes Joe out of the way.
Yes. Give me that. That'd be
That's long
amazing.
term storytelling, there, kids.
Yep. But again, we'd just like to thank everybody for another great episode of Poor Jasses. I am Morgan.
I'm Jeremy.
We're two brothers with four bad knees, and I am still not over the Iconics.
We love you, Peyton. Love you, Billy.
Bye bye.
Bye.